the Russia trade, November 98 Russia, that was an outstanding trade that was put on by the team, because in August of that year, the Russians had defaulted on their Soviet-era debt. But then we thought about it as a team, and we said, but they never defaulted on their Russian debt that was actually issued by the Russian Federation, but not a Soviet debt. And while everyone else in the market was extremely pessimistic about Russians honoring their debt, etc., we decided to go in, in a very substantial size. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars as a bank, as a fund, into Russia in 98. And that trade made more capital, a ton of money, because the Russians honored their debt. And, we were buying stuff at 35 cents on the dollar, which then went to par. So you can imagine how much that made over 3 to 4 years. And that trade just kept giving to the fund and to our own book throughout most of my career at More Capital. That was a great trade with zero downside. Great visionary trade for which the team has to be given the credit. The second trade was Turkey, and Turkey was one of our definitely top three, where we went in and we literally helped create, we put in a lot of intellectual input into the program that the IMF created for Turkey, which stabilized their inflation and actually improved millions of lives by finally tackling inflation at its source. But Turkey also gave us one of our worst days when Demir Bank collapsed and we lost over $100 million in a day. Now, we knew, the three of us, that this was an anomaly and this was something that could be rectified. But we had to go and convince Lewis that this had to be done. And to Mark's credit, and that's why, he had the big bucks, he went in, convinced Lewis, and we doubled our trade. And that trade was pretty much, I would say, the reason I retired, because we made so much money as a team on that trade. But that was tough. The day that Demir Bank collapsed and we dropped 100 million, we were joking with each other, not joking actually, we were saying we actually started packing up all our stuff because we thought we were out. And before the security came in and told us to step away from the desks, so we were like putting all our stuff, and Mark was going to go off to France. I was going to run to Pakistan because I thought Lewis was never going to forgive me. And Marco was going to be okay because, he was just going to go back to the States. And that was a tough day.